Hey everyone, my name is Ian. I invest for dividends and I receive dividend checks like the one on my shirt here. I use them to pay my bills, but at this point I'm reinvesting most of them. I want to cover a dividend stock today, 3M Company. This is one that I own. It's a top 10 position for me. It represents about 5% of my dividend stock portfolio. My patrons already know that. Check out the pinned comment. You can learn more about Patreon. On Corner Patreon, I share the percentage allocation to my different positions. And anyway, I used to really love 3M Company. And in fact, one of the reasons that I bought it, as you can see on the screen right now, is it's very well diversified. They actually have 60,000 products or thereabout. And I purchased this company because it's very well diversified in the industrial space, in the science space, in the chemicals space. And it has a long track record of providing value for their shareholders. In fact, this stock yields just under 5% right now on a starting basis. But it's interesting, when I used to look at 3M Company, I looked at it, wow, 60,000 different products. This is so great. It's so diversified. But now I look at it basically as 60,000 different ways to get sued. And so it's interesting, the world we're in now, unfortunately, there are a lot of lawsuits coming at big companies. Some of the ones that I own in my personal portfolio, 3M is the one that comes top of mind the most. I'm going to share a really short video today, no fancy editing, no introduction, because I just want to get the content out there to everyone. This video comes by popular request. I started buying 3M Company in 2018, but as you can see on the screen right now, it's been a world of pain for me basically because this stock has done nothing since when I bought it gone down. It had a little rebound there, but it's resuming its downward trend. In fact, the stock is trading at a point right now that is similar to where it was in 2013. I'm going to share some metrics later about the stock, but basically it's trading at a bargain basement PE, price earnings ratio, for this company because there's a lot of legal risk coming at it. So much legal risk that it could put the company under. And so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what I'm doing in my personal dividend stock portfolio. But to be able to communicate that, I need to go back in time. And so as you can see on the screen in front of you right now, 3M acquired a company called Aearo Technologies. Unfortunately, this was a terrible acquisition because Aearo Technologies provides the earplugs to combat veterans, and there are allegations basically that these earplugs did not perform as they were supposed to. Now, before I go on any further, I want to say that my heart goes out to all of our veterans. Thank you so much for your service and for protecting our freedoms here, and God bless all of you. Today I want to talk about a sensitive topic, but I'm trying to discuss it in an objective manner. And so basically, as you can see on the screen right now, 3M took steps. They took steps to try and mitigate risk pertaining to this lawsuit. And in particular, what they were doing is they were trying to basically bankrupt Aearo. They were trying to create a trust with $1 billion some odd dollars in it. And then they were going to go ahead and use that trust as a way to resolve the litigation. And that actually seemed to be an effective strategy from a shareholder point of view. And we all thought after that was announced, hey, things are probably going to get back to normal here. Finally, after all these years of pain, 3M is back on track. But lo and behold, just a few days ago, unfortunately, a judge, as you can see on the screen right now, they ruled that, hey, you can't do that. We're not going to allow you to do that. You can bankrupt your Aearo Technologies, but you cannot take the liability away from the 3M company, the parent company behind all of this. And so you can see 3M's statement here regarding this bankruptcy court decision. They're saying, hey, we're going to fight this. We're going to try to uphold our original plan as it pertains to limiting our liability here. But long story short, the judge said, hey, sorry, that's not going to happen. And when the judge said that last week, this stock plummeted. I think it was like 9% in a single day. And ever since then, it's been trending down a few percent a day. Like I said, it's a world of pain with 3M Company. But with all of that said, I want to share some metrics. And so as you can see on the screen right now, what is happening with this thing? Well, you already saw that the stock chart is nothing but down since I've been buying it. And even before then, great. The price per share now is $125. Based on the forward earnings estimates, it's trading at a forward price earnings ratio of a 12 this year, 11.57 next year. So bargain basement levels for 3M Company. And the dividend right now, I don't think it's going to grow too much here because they're probably going to conserve cash to try and handle and fight and work with all of this litigation that's coming their way. But needless to say, a starting yield of 4.7% is really strong in this market environment, and the payout ratio is only 57%. They have been growing the dividend about 4.86% per year on average. That has been coming down in recent years. That is probably going to slow down quite a bit, but we shall see. And so what I also want to say is the market capitalization of this company is only $71 billion. And this is a really important figure to highlight. So jot that down in your notes or put a mental note of that, because I want to get back to that in a minute. But with 3M Company, it's interesting. I thought I was going to be blowing up in the world like Cool G Rap when I bought this stock. And it's interesting. It's almost like that song. If you're a hip hop fan back there from the 90s, from 94, there was a song called Blowing Up in the World. I try to have a hip hop song playing when I prepare for any of my dividend stock investing videos here on YouTube. But this one is a story of someone who basically goes from nothing. He was changing the TV channels with a pair of pliers to having Mad Lucci and buying up Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all of this stuff. And unfortunately, what's happening with 3M is it's kind of like blowing up in the world, but it's in reverse. And so anyway, as you can see on the screen right now, the bad news, it just keeps on coming. And so with this press release from yesterday, it seems that there are more lawsuits. And so 3M was trying to spin off its healthcare division, probably in a means of protecting that somewhat from all of this litigation. But there's more lawsuits now saying, hey, you can't do that, 3M. We're going to try to block your healthcare spinoff. This same piece of news, this same article was also saying that these military veterans are also trying to say, hey, 3M, you can't buy back any more shares. And also, you shouldn't be paying your dividend because we need you, 3M, to conserve all of the cash you possibly can because of the payouts that may be coming if we, the veterans, win this lawsuit. And so they don't want these dividend checks coming out from 3M anymore. And so the bad news, it just keeps coming. And when I look at this news, I take a step back and I try to look at it objectively. Just what could this imply for the company? I start thinking of like USG type scenarios. You all might be familiar with a company called USG, US Gypsum. This was a company that was tied up in a lot of asbestos-related lawsuits and drama for many years, and it was nothing really good came out of it for shareholders of the company. And unfortunately, the figures for 3M, they're showing some similar drama. Hopefully not on that scale, but let's see. Check it out on the screen right now. And so what's interesting is I did a little bit of analysis. There's been 16 trials so far that have actually gone to court, military veterans claiming the earplugs did not work as intended. And please, again, I want to add the disclaimer that my heart goes out to anyone who served our military and faced any kind of hearing loss or other issues. Again, bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you for your service. I'm just trying to illustrate the facts here objectively from a stock investing standpoint. But they lost 10 of those trials. They won 6 of them, and so they're losing about 63% of their trials. But basically, so far, they lost in those trials for those 10 people that won and were successful against 3M, $265 million. And so basically that's about $26.5 million for each of those cases that were lost. And if you just take all the cases on average, it's about $16.5 million per case, if I just look at all 16 cases. Now, what's interesting, though, is that's a sample set of just 16, but what we all ought to look at is there are 200,000 lawsuits against this company. And so if I just say, hey, on average per lawsuit, it's going to cost this company $16.5 million, and I multiply that by 200,000, well, so all of a sudden, we've got $3.3 trillion in liability. And we all know, as I mentioned a few slides ago, please earmark their market cap. Their market cap is $71 billion. So even if this company was liquidated, they wouldn't even get potentially the whole market cap in a liquidation setting. They'd probably get something between market cap and shareholders' equity. But long story short, $71 billion doesn't cover $3.3 trillion. In fact, nothing covers $3.3 trillion. If you look at $3.3 trillion, that's 11% of our U.S. national debt. Could be tied up just in these earplugs. And then you think they've got 59,000 999 more products. This is just one product. I used to think, boy, this diversification is so exciting, but now it just looks like me 60,000 ways to get sued. And we can see pretty clearly here that the numbers, at least as they're progressing in real time, could just put this company under. But the news, it just keeps getting better. And so I want to share more with all of you on the screen right now. There is this whole earplug thing, but quite frankly, I think that is just the tip of the iceberg. There's another set of lawsuits brewing for this company under the umbrella of PFAS. These are chemicals, and there are allegations. I guess DuPont is a company that's been dealing with this for a long time, but now 3M is and other companies, and there are allegations that this PFAS chemicals that are used when 3M and other companies are producing products, this is being alleged that they're seeping into the groundwater and into the environment, and they're causing terrible health problems. And so there is quite a bit of risk. And so what I would say with this particular company, and with any company, this is why I own over 50 dividend stocks, and whereas 3M is one of my largest holdings and represents 5% of my portfolio, look, even if the company goes under, that'll only give me a 5% haircut. That would be terrible, but this is why I diversify, and this is why some people say, Ian, why don't you own 3 stocks like Charlie Munger? Well, if I had 33% of my portfolio in 3M and the thing went under, that would be catastrophic. That's not something I would want to live through. And so that's why I diversify. And even though my portfolio is top heavy, my top 20 stocks make up 75% of my portfolio, still being top heavy, 3M is only 5%. But I want to share some history. As you can see on the screen in front of you right now, this has been my experience as a dividend investor. What I did is I started buying this thing when it was green. I just highlighted green. I don't, maybe back then I just felt better about it. In the 200s, this was in 2018, I was averaging down there when it started falling. 2020, it tanked quite a bit due to the pandemic. I bought more and more and more. My best tranche was 125. 2022, I've been buying some big tranches as well because I felt like we were past some of this news, some of this bad stuff, but lo and behold, no, we're not. I thought that they had found a clever solution. Everything was on the right path. Nope. Current price is 125, so we're back to the depths of the pandemic in terms of pricing. And so where does this leave me with 3M? I've been communicating a lot of negativity today. You're not used to seeing this from someone so positive about my dividend checks, but I'll tell you, one of the reasons I haven't been talking about 3M, quite frankly, is I'm just tired of talking about 3M. I've been trying to block it out of my mind. What I'm doing right now in my personal dividend stock portfolio is I'm sitting on my position. I'm reinvesting my dividends at these value prices, if you will. It carries a ton of risk, so I can't bring myself to buy any more shares. I'm buying elsewhere. I see less risk right now in SIN stocks than I do in 3M. 3M may be the riskiest position in my entire portfolio, but it is also a position that's trading at a bargain basement price. It's paying a big dividend. For me, I like the bar of soap analogy. The more I handle my portfolio, the smaller the bar of soap becomes and the smaller the portfolio becomes. So I could go and I could just sell this thing, but I can't bring myself to sell it either. So basically what I'm trying to do is block it from my mind, sit on this thing for 10 years, see where we're at in 10 years, and go from there. But I'm not buying any more at this time, and I am reinvesting my dividends. But again, one of my strategies as a dividend investor is I try to buy world-class companies. I know with any company, as they go through their journey, kind of their hero's journey, along the way, they're going to face some challenges. 3M is facing challenges. I don't really want to live that every day, so I'm just trying to block this out of my mind. But put in the comments below if you have another strategy. In any given portfolio, I've got over 50 stocks. There's always going to be a 3M-like situation. And I'll tell you, once 3M is kind of in the clear and everything is good again, hopefully that happens one day, and there's a settlement that works for everyone, that works for the veterans, that works for 3M, everyone's happy, everyone's good. That would be an ideal situation. Hopefully everyone will arrive there and prevailing kind of wisdom will prevail, because what I would say is, quite frankly, if this company is bankrupted and put under, that would be sad for society because these 60,000 products that they do purchase are really valuable for all of us in our day-to-day lives. And without 3M, it would be pretty sad just for the average everyday consumer. There's so much that we use that is 3M related that makes our lives better. But with that, I want to also give just a quick note. As you can see on the screen, I know folks have been asking about this for weeks. I'm sorry I did not do this video sooner, but better late than never. Some of you may have received some kind of notification that they're separating their food safety business, and you were wondering, Ian, what are you doing? Are you participating in this offering? No, I did not participate in this offering. Basically, this offering would have resulted in me trading in my 3M shares for shares in this new company. That is the food safety business. I did not want to do that. I wanted to just stay in my 3M shares. And so that's where I'm at. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing with 3M. If you're in this company, are you as negative on it as I am? Even though I am negative, I'm just sticking through it. But that's my personal strategy. And with that, please don't forget to smash the like button. It means the world to me. I'm trying to up the frequency of these videos. Please don't forget to subscribe. I have new videos all the time. And before I go, in terms of a full disclosure, I'm long 3M, ticker MMM. In terms of a friendly disclaimer, today's video is not investment advice. I'm not a licensed investment advisor. Today's video is just for fun and entertainment. If you're going to go out and invest in the stock market or anywhere else, please consult your licensed financial advisor first. It's possible to lose a lot of money in the stock market. It's very volatile these days with everything going on in our world, and seemingly with a greater number of lawsuits as well with companies like 3M. I'm just sharing my journey here on YouTube for fun and entertainment. I love you all. I'll see you in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next dividend investing video.